Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Work Shoot Show. Sorry about the quality of the last episode. I was using Skype because Zoom failed on me on my main computer, but we got everything solved back on Zoom on my girlfriend's computer. But it'll look better regardless next episode because Pete has me doing his stuff with OBS. He's showing me the ways of how to record properly on the internet with people you're not close to. But welcome to episode 44 of the Work Shoot Show. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Lyn, joined by your other host, Mr. Peter McGinn. Pete, how you doing, brother?
Hey, doing well, coming off the backs of an incredible pay-per-view, and
Yes,
I'm really excited
sir.
to start talking about it.
Yep, we got AEW All In London. We have our predictions. We posted them. So when we aren't able to do an episode, me and Pete figure out a way to do it. We post a graphic of our picks on social media. That way you can see it, and we always discuss it in the review. Also, we're going to do our predictions for Bash and Berlin. But as you know, with our review things, Pete takes those over. So Pete, go ahead. Oh, well, real quick. How did you feel just opening wise about this pay-per-view? I'll say this. I thought it was one of the better AEW pay-per-views ever. And that's saying something because I criticized Tony Khan a lot on Twitter about how storytelling is just off on Dynamites and Collisions and Rampage. But one thing is for sure, Tony Khan can put on a show, a motherfucking pay-per-view. That guy is Mr. Pay-per-view. I don't know about Dynamite and Collision and all that other stuff, but in terms of like actual AEW pay-per-views, he's better than Triple H at that by far.
Yeah, when he sets up big time pay-per-views, they deliver
Every
more
time.
often than not, and this was no exception. I think that there was one bad match.
I agree.
When there are matches that are like out of people's controls where like it gets cut by 10 minutes, like one of them did, I don't count that as like a bad match.
No.
Like, it's
We're
not
talking about the
it's not
same
their
match.
Yeah, we'll get to that as well. I thought there was one bad match, one like okay match, and then two matches that needed more time. Other than
Yeah.
that, I thought this pay-per-view was probably the best pay-per-view of the year.
See, I didn't want to say it. That's why I said it's one of the better AEW pay-per-views of all time. But you're absolutely right. Like in terms of AEW pay-per-views this year, it's probably number one. And in terms of AEW and WWE, it's still maybe number one. Like that's how damn good this pay-per-view is. And it's interesting because in between talking about this and doing our WWE predictions, I want to ask you how you feel about pay-per-view length, because that is going on heavily with us coming off of All In and then seeing Bash at Berlin, how many matches there are. So we'll save that. But all right, Pete, go ahead, take it over, brother. I have our picks to you have the graphic as well to help with how we if you need help.
So the main card had 8 matches. We predicted 9. So the Willow, Ishii, and Statlander and Stokely, I'm assuming, just got cut because of time and was on the pre-show.
Yep.
So we did technically have predictions for that, but I don't know if we should I don't know. I didn't watch it because I started watching. I didn't watch the pre-show at all.
Yeah, I missed the pre-show as well.
So I only watched the main show. So technically I got that one right. You got that one wrong. But we'll start off with like the actual start of the pay-per-view, which was
saves me some points.
No. We're counting it because I got.
Okay. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I thought we were counting. I thought you were saying.
I'm just not reviewing.
Oh, we're not discussing it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well then, all right. Pete got that one right. I got that one wrong.
Yep. So
I just thought that Statlander would have won because Willow has gotten the best of her but that just tells me when it's 1v1, Stat's gonna win that. Which is
so now Willow gets to pick the stipulation for their match, which I then think Statlander will win.
Which is trash because Willow's the deathmatch queen. Like there's no one.
I love Statlander. I don't care.
I know.
I think she's a star.
She is. And see, the crazy thing is I like Stat a lot. In terms of AEW women's wrestlers, she's probably my second or third favorite. It's just, you know how I feel about death matches and you know how I feel about Willow Nightingale. She's my girl. And the fact that she is doing a Chicago street fight, I think that's going to be one of the best matches on All Out. But I know Statlander's winning that now because of this.
Yeah, we'll see. Also, shout out, super dumb to have Jamie Hayter come back during the pre-show. She could have just easily came back after the Tony Storm match, and I think it would have been perfect, but
why? Why did they do that?
I don't know. I don't know. She was the champ. If you want to treat her like a top tier women's wrestler, don't have her get reintroduced on the
The
pre-show. I thought that was
pre-show is the
super
same
dumb.
shit as the Jay White shit. And my thing is, but it's even worse than Jay White because Jay White came from another company. Jamie Hayter is an AEW star original. She's basically the women's MJF. She should be treated that way. In terms of top women stars in AEW, it's Toni Storm. I'm not gonna count Mercedes. We know the Mercedes thing. I'm just talking about AEW, like at Toni Storm. Well, I guess I gotta count Mercedes. Mercedes. And I would say Jamie Hayter and Willow. Those are I was gonna say Britt, but we'll talk about Britt after this match.
Yeah, we will.
But Jamie, Willow, Mercedes, and Tony and Chris Statlander is the one looking in to come in. Those are the biggest women's stars. You have to treat them that way, man.
I couldn't agree more, and I don't understand why they did it, but we'll see how that plays out in the future. But the first match of the night was the AEW World Trios Championship. That was Pac and the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Patriarchy versus the Bang Bang Gang versus House of Black. Thought this was a fantastic way to start off the show. I love any like ladders that they use for this. It's high energy, like the spots are always gonna get the crowd into it. Loved what Nick Wayne's mom was doing in the match. That was super fun.
Mother Wayne.
Yeah, like I'm a little surprised the Patriarchy lost, but I think it's set up for something later, which we'll talk about that. But I thought this was a really great match to start off the night.
I agree. I thought this was a very, very solid match. It was, in terms of ladder matches, it did its job. It had the oohs, it had the ahs, but I agree. I didn't like the finish. To me, you're giving it to a makeshift team. And Pete, the only reason why I believe he did it was because Pac is from there, wanted to give the English crowd a moment. I know they're going to get Will Ospreay a little later, but it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing as Saraya winning the women's championship last year and had no business winning that nonsense. To me, that this decision was a mistake because you could have uplifted a team like House of Black, gave Bang Bang Gang their supremacy back, or even continued the Patriarchy thing. But like you said, there is something coming for the Patriarchy, so I'm not upset about them. But why not give it to House of Black or the Bang Bang Gang? They're the people who deserve it.
Yeah, this just has like transition written all over it. Like they'll be holding this title for, I feel like not that long, like something like that. And then like I know Pac is gonna fight Ospreay, but then I feel like Pac could transition this into like fucking over Claudio or Wheeler, and then they'll feud or something like that, because like it's a makeshift team, and to me it doesn't really make sense why they won and sort of like where they are going forward. Like it doesn't make any sense. I think it's fine to put them together in this match, but to win is kind of silly. I think like solidifying like House of Black as like the top trios team would have been great, since they've already were former champs. Have them win it again, have them really be solidified as the threat, because I feel like there's not like a trios team outside of like House of Black and Bang Bang Gang, and they really don't hold the belts that often. And so having it being on someone like these three, Wheeler, Claudio, and Pac, to me just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense unless they lose the belt in, like you said, a few weeks or a month or something like that.
And like also I feel like maybe this is because did you watch Dynamite yesterday on Wednesday?
No, I didn't watch. No, I haven't.
It's basically no matches. It was just one thing that I think triggered my mental in thinking of this. John Moxley came out and cut a promo first time back.
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, you saw the clip. Okay, so basically his promo was like, we're going to show you some things. And he walked with Marina Shafir. He didn't mention the Bang Bang Gang. He didn't mention Blackpool Combat. He wasn't wearing any of the typical stuff. This may be the ending of Blackpool, with Bryan Danielson being this champion and then having Pac in. I could see Pac replacing Moxley if that's why you let him win it. But also, again, to your point, even if you're having him replace it, they shouldn't hold it long. And it's just funny that Pac is always the third odd man out. It was Pac and Death Triangle. Death Triangle was Pac and the Lucha Bros, and then now Pac and the Blackpool Combat Club. I do think that's funny.
Yeah, it's just like he's so good. Like just have him solidified with somebody if you want him to be a trios with like an actual like Death Triangle was like sure it was makeshift, but they were a while for it together, like for a good chunk. Like
that made sense.
That was more reasonable.
Yeah, facts. I agree.
But this is just like all right, like we need a ringer, and then he wins it. It's like okay.
Because Mox was
but
still
still,
on vacation and Bryan Danielson was in the championship. You had to,
yeah.
And honestly, they kind of screwed Pac, if we're going to be real, because Pac was supposed to face Ospreay at All In. MJF just kind of cut the line, and then Pac won the thing that was supposed to give him All In match for international championship.
Yep.
I totally feel that this was Tony Khan saying, hey, man, sorry, you're not getting that, but you're a trios champion now. You had your moment. Yay.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. I don't know. At this point, someone's been more misused than Pac. It feels
Oh,
like
facts.
just like
Both
NXT,
WWE and AEW.
and
Like just
AEW. Yeah.
doing this man dirty. Because
Yeah.
he's
But
great.
the match itself, I thought was really good though. Like this was a good
Mhm.
starting match. It had its spots. It got the energy going. I thought it was really fun. I'm
Would you
gonna give it
give
like
it
a 3.5.
3.5? Solid. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think 3.5 is a perfect score. I'm going 3.5 bastards.
Bastards.
The
Okay.
bastard
Next
black.
up, I almost this one's gonna be. I might be way out of line on this one, but we'll see. Mariah May versus Tony Storm. I thought this match was fucking incredible.
Oh, it's amazing.
Incredible. I thought the
Second
storytelling.
best. Second best match of the
Second
night
best.
for me.
It's the
Yeah,
second
I'm
best
with
match
you.
of the night, but this is to me the best AEW women's match ever. I thought it was perfect. How they set everything up the last like month, 2 months, 3 months, everything, all their story beats with the shoe and the betrayal, and then Tony's mom and all this stuff. This was just like perfect, perfect, perfect storytelling. I loved everything about this, and also the match itself was great.
Yep. This
Mariah
is what happens.
winning with Tony's finisher, just so good.
Everything about this match. This is what happens when you allow writers to contribute and maintain what they've contributed and really focusing on what your writers tell you. Tony Khan said, I didn't know about the era of movies that Tony Storm was trying to produce, but you know who did? I'm blanking on the guy's name, but I'm looking at him. He's the guy that wears the glasses that does the interviews with Renee. It's oh man, I'm blanking, but that guy, I don't want to say nerdy because me and you both wear glasses. Glasses don't mean nerdy, but CJ.
In my case, it does.
CJ City. I mean RJ City.
RJ City, yeah.
Was very big on that era of movies and the story that Tony was trying to convey. So Tony Storm, him, and I'm sure another writer in there wrote Tony Storm's story, and they wrote all of this out. Mariah May comes in, they allow Mariah May to contribute, and basically this was a project that started from the ground up. They've put care into it. They handled it properly. They followed through on the storyline. They didn't swerve because, oh, Tony's hot, let's keep her winning. No, they did the right thing. The storyline said it, and this is what AEW needs to do. I saw someone, Pete, say, oh, AEW, go get Shane McMahon, be more like WWE. That's how they'll get out of this low. No, that's bullshit. AEW got me into wrestling because they were different. You showed me Kenny Omega matches. You showed me all these matches that was like, hey, check out AEW, and I did. I fell in love with John Moxley from Dean Ambrose from the shoot because I'm seeing him different. I fell in love with Kenny Omega and all these different amazing stories. And this Tony Storm, Mariah May feud was classic AEW amazingness. Like, this is what you need to be doing. And Mercedes even mentioned it in her press conference of, this is how you tell stories. And she says she wants to get to that way. And I don't blame her. After the match she had and the build she had, I would definitely want more Tony Storm level qualities, and that's what all of the women's feuds deserve. This is, Pete, I'm sorry, this is a 4.5 shoes. It's high.
I don't think you should apologize because I'm giving this a 5.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think it was. I don't know if there's anything they could have done to make it better.
You're right.
I thought it was absolutely perfect. I
was trying to hold out on
this match.
I didn't want to necessarily give 2 5s out. But you're right. I'm gonna go higher than 4.5. No, you've convinced me. I'm going 4.8. It deserves, like, it's right there. This match was amazing, and bravo to both Mariah May and Tony Storm, showing that this is what women's wrestling looks like. This is what high level wrestling looks like. I mean, this story is better than some of the men's. Forget women's wrestling. This was just good wrestling. Bravo to both of the ladies. Bravo to RJ City for, contributing what he did as the writers. Bravo to all the writers. And bravo to TK for listening to his writers and not, getting an ego and trying to do it a certain way.
Yep. Nope. Couldn't agree more. I just so many good things about this. Like Tony hesitating to use the shoe, not using
Yes.
the shoe,
That made her
like all
babyface
that,
in that moment. In that moment, she became a babyface
all
because
that
she was
stuff.
like, I don't want to hurt the person that I basically raised. I don't want to hurt
Yeah,
my friend.
exactly.
I care. She's not this evil person, which is beautiful.
And then even like little things like panning to like Mina Shirakawa and like
Oh,
the stands and
yes.
stuff, and like mentioning her because she's sort of like the third
The
ringer
third
wheel
wheel.
of their
Yeah.
relationship. It's like it's so good. Like if that sets up, I don't know. I'm
Shirakawa
assuming.
versus Mariah May
Well, I don't think Mariah and Mina should like break
feud.
up or anything like that. They should
Okay.
be because like they were a tag in Stardom. Like it makes sense for them to like be a team. I don't think they should break up with them like for the foreseeable future. I think we'll probably get a rematch of some sort.
With Tony.
Um, yeah, but I'm trying to think of like, but like this is where I would want Jamie Hayter to come back. Like
See, okay, I
Jamie
was
Hayter to come
thinking
back
that
as a face,
to fight
and
Mariah.
then like, and then you know you could act like Tony got hurt or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and like she needs a challenger, and then Jamie Hayter steps up to the plate. It's like who else would it be? Who else could
Mm-hmm.
go after the belt other than Jamie Hayter right now? But
Yep.
maybe
They gotta.
they'll
My
throw in
thing
some.
is, I think you gotta save Hater because when you do that feud, I think at the end of the feud you're gonna want Hater to win. So like, I think Mariah May and Hater should go 3 matches.
Yeah,
Maybe like
yeah, Hayter could take it off of Mariah for sure.
maybe like wait till like November to start the feud, and that way by the time we're getting into, I think when's World's End, is that at the end of the year? Is that
I would have to
January?
double check. I would have to double check.
Whatever is their final pay-per-view of the year, I would have it to where that's when, so Mariah can have a good chunk of change as champion because she earned it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I don't know who else could challenge Mariah May besides Tony Storm or Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, I mean you could throw in
Like
whoever and
randoms
then
in
just
the
have
in the in the
yeah, just have
meantime.
them lose and stuff. Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
Athena can come in and lose or something, and
And
like
like the crazy thing
I
is,
don't.
she's great in Ring of Honor. She's been a dominant Ring of
Yeah,
Honor
yeah,
champion,
for
and I
sure.
I think she's someone who deserves to come up to AEW proper. It's like I don't know why they've been holding her back, but that's a conversation for another day. Of is Ring of Honor development, is its own brand? How you feel
Yep,
about that whole shit?
yep,
All right,
yep,
nice.
for sure.
We
Okay.
got both of those right. So right now, what you're
Yep.
2-1, I'm 1-2.
Um. Yes, correct.
All right, because you got Willow and
Yeah,
Ishii.
because we both picked the patriarchy to win
Yep,
the tag one, and
yep.
we
So
both
I'm
picked Mariah to win this. Next one up is Hook versus Jericho. Look, I get Jericho as a staple of AEW. I get that he puts people in seats. He's a name. He needs to stop doing singles matches, like straight up. I'm fine if he wants to do tags. If he wants to do trios matches, I'm fine with him doing that. He needs to get, dude. He's slow.
Yep.
He's
We said it
fat.
last year at All In against Will Ospreay. When I saw that match, me and you both, when we saw that match,
Yep.
we came in the review and was like, "It's got to stop. It's got to stop." Because
It's done.
that was the worst Will Ospreay match I had seen up until that point, and it was like it wasn't Will's fault. It was 100% Jericho's old, and he's gotten progressively worse. Look, he's 100% AEW's Hulk Hogan. Hear me out. Hulk Hogan went into WCW, brought it life, made it boom, NWO, but then Hulk Hogan forgot, or not forgot, Hulk Hogan got too power hungry because he was so important, even though he was getting older and progressively worse, and he didn't know when to exit the spotlight. Chris Jericho is going through the same thing. His NWO phase with AEW is over. Lionheart, all that shit is done. It's time to move on, Chris. I agree.
Yep. He has
Be a
to.
manager, a commentator, but in ring
Yep.
singles, that is done.
It's done. He's got the fact that he has to like support himself doing lion salts now. Like he can't like
Bro,
do a full one. He has to like
he
put
almost
his
hit his
hands on the
head.
ground while he's flipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And the fact that you have to use Big Bill and Brian Keefe to get you through matches, you're only hurting them in their progress. Look at
They
everyone
should
who
be
is
a trios team. That would be a perfectly fine
that would work.
trios team, like holding the belt.
And Big
Like
Bill's over. I
that's
don't
what
know
should
if
be.
that was just London or
Yeah,
if that
100% he
like
is.
he should be doing his own thing. And that goes back to just Tony Khan mishandling, but again, another conversation.
Yeah. It was also silly that like what I think like Big Bill got like thrown out of the ring or something like that, and then he was like on the ground withering in pain. I put this in quotation marks for like 6 minutes until like the next spot. I'm like, what is going on? Like he literally just got thrown out of the ring. It was just like, oh,
It wasn't the
oh,
table spot either. It wasn't like the big,
no, it was before the
yeah.
table
He was
spot.
just
It was
wandering, waiting
bad.
for the table spot, and it's like we knew what he was doing. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Uh,
that
the
match was. It's not the worst match of the night, but it wasn't good.
I think this was my worst, but it was close
Oh,
with another one.
okay,
I did like the hook suplex with the cricket mallet that they used on Jericho. That was a
yeah,
fun spot. And then Taz
I love
going back
Taz.
to his old ways. That was great.
But it
But
just showed
outside of that, I
Taz is
thought
too old too, because like that headlock Taz had was.
I mean, that's why he doesn't wrestle.
No,
But
100%,
there's a reason why
100%.
he's a commentator. Yeah, but I thought this match was really bad. I thought Jericho was just slow, sluggish, no aura, no riz,
Yeah, zero
nothing like
aura.
that.
And he's draining hooks. Like, it's time for Hook to put up the FTW champion. And Taz even tweeted how they had conversations about retiring it. Retire it, because Hook needs to move on. If not, Hook, brother, head over to NXT, because you got to grow. It's time to grow. And maybe
He needs faster opponents. He can't be
yeah,
wrestling old man time right now.
facts.
I'm gonna give this a 1 star. I thought this was a really bad
Okay.
match.
I agree
When
with
this is
you.
your If this was on like Dynamite or something like that, it'd be different. But this is like your premiere
Your WrestleMania.
show. They had time to do something with it, and they didn't deliver on anything. I'm gonna give it 1 star.
You gave more time to this than you did Jack Perry and Darby Allin, which needed more
Yep.
time, which is you could have cut this whole match and gave all that time to Darby Allin and Jack Perry, which needed it. But I don't think this was the worst match, but I am not far from you. This is not getting a 2. This is like a 1.5, 1.7. Like that.
Okay.
It's not good.
It's not good. AEW tag match, Young Buck. Oh yeah, I had Jericho and you had Hook, so you got that one
Yeah,
right.
I'm 2-2, baby. We're here. We're tied up. Let's go.
Next up, AEW tag match, Young Bucks versus FTR versus the Acclaimed. We both had Young Bucks. This is a match where I think if it had like 10 or 15 minutes, or if it was on like a pay-per-view with like 4 or 5 matches, it would have been way better. But when you're short on time, this type of match needs time. This type of match needs 30 minutes.
Also, I felt like it had no story, man. Like
yeah.
The Max Caster, there's a reason why I said Max Caster heel turn, because that seemed like what they were pushing for the Acclaim. And then you have Max Caster helping the Acclaim with doing the BTE trigger, but then he helps Cash Wheeler, and it's like, oh no, he's still a face. It's like you don't know what to do with the Acclaim. You really wanted to just run back FTR and the Young Bucks, but you couldn't convince a crowd that, oh, we're doing this again, so let's throw the Acclaim in, which is like, brother, this needs to be grizzled young vets in Acclaim's division. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. I gotta shout out the Young Bucks with their outfits. Insane.
They're great. I can't hate on the Young Bucks.
Sergeant Pepper's Beatles outfit. Insane.
They know what they're doing.
5 stars on that outfit.
And then like the stuff that they were doing on the way to the ring, like Nick, I think it was Matt is the one that wore green, correct? And Nick wore blue.
I'd have to go back and look and see.
Nick has more of the rounder face, and Matt has more of like a skinnier face, kind of. But I think it's Matt.
Matt's the thicker of the two.
Yeah, and Matt was doing mewing and like the Rizzler pose, and like, it was just all like, they're great heels. And I know the Bucks get a lot of hate for some reasons valid, some reasons not, but they're just great at what they're due, the whole appearance and everything. And even in the ring, they're still good as hell in the ring, man. Like, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you rank in this? Yellow Submarines.
Yellow Submarine. I thought, like I said, I think that this was a good match that just needed more time. So I don't want to knock on it too much, because I thought like what they did was fine. I'll give it like a 2.5. Okay. 2.5 Yellow Submarines.
I was thinking between 2.5 and 3. I'll go 2.8, just for the fact that I liked how the other teams were incorporating other people's moves and like the way that like they're trying to keep tag team wrestling alive. So they're getting it on the whole aesthetic and aura of everything. That's why they're getting the 2.8 instead of 2.5. So I'm with you.
Yep. We didn't predict this one, but the gauntlet with Christian Cage winning.
Yeah,
Uh,
I just put. I thought Hangman wins the gauntlet, which like
yeah.
trash,
While
bro.
I don't think, well, I thought like the match itself was fine. I do like it when I'm taken back and like, holy shit, like what? But the only thing that doesn't make any sense to me is why they referred to Killshot as Luchasaurus and then he didn't turn on Christian Cage. It doesn't make any sense. So is he Killshot or is he Luchasaurus? Like I don't understand. But
and I feel like they showed their hand because I feel like the turn's gonna come when Christian Cage challenges for that belt and he goes to like win it. I feel like that's when Luchasaurus is gonna turn on him. At least that's my prediction right now.
The fact that Bryan Danielson's dad is dead and Christian Cage is going to be fighting him at some point is just
crazy.
The writing is there. It is. It's going to.
I'll say
Christian
this.
I actually like thinking back later. Now, at the moment I was kind of pissed, but
I
think it's gonna be. I think they're going to cook. I think they're going to cook insanely when it's time.
It's a damn good opponent for Bryan to win in before he drops the belt because it came out that he didn't want to drop it to Swerve because he wanted to put Swerve over. So I do believe that this is going to be the in between of this and Wrestle Dream in Seattle. I do believe that Bryan Danielson will win not Bryan. I do believe Swerve will win the belt back at Wrestle Dream in Seattle and before in retiring Bryan. But Bryan gotta get some wins before then, and Christian Cage is the perfect person to get a win over. But I still think, Pete, I still think we gotta get that Nigel McGuinness match. And I called it last episode we did of Nigel McGuinness had been working out. I heard the Chris Van Vliet interview, and I even tweeted it, Chris, like your interview definitely showed us that this was gonna happen. And lo and behold, McGuinness looked good. McGuinness looked better than Jericho. God damn it.
Oh, 100%. McGuinness is in incredible shape. The pop was also awesome. That was great.
Did you? Okay, let me ask you. The only other thing about this match, did you think, because I got in an argument with people on TikTok, somebody said I was being a WWE baiter, which is completely false, because on the other video that this person posted, I commented about great things about AEW, but basically, I said that Ricochet, they were like, oh, Ricochet had an amazing debut. I thought it was mid, Pete. Thought it was mid. And then I think his AEW and Dynamite match he came out hot for the crowd, but then it just slowly faded. Ricochet is great in the ring, but like, it's just something about like, he's not a superstar, man. He's a solid mid-card guy.
Yeah. And I if he was going to debut, it would be either here or after Ospreay MJF. So him debuting here was fine. I think I would have preferred it if he debuted after Ospreay
on Dynamite. Oh, after coming out.
Oh,
that would have been better. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
But like,
he walks out like, "Oh, I'm here for you."
I don't think it was good. I don't think it was bad. I think it was
that's
fine.
What I said. I said it was mid.
I think it's better than mid because mid has some negative connotations to it.
True. I'd say it was medium. It was average.
Yeah, it was fine, but Ricochet is just fine. So it's whatever. It's not like it's like Okada debuting or something. It's like it's Ricochet. Everybody knows who Ricochet is. Like it's fine. Like he's gonna come in here do some flips. It'll be cool. It'll be fun. But like,
and then literally after that Ospreay match,
I'm not gonna pretend it's like it's CM Punk coming back or some shit. It's like it's Ricochet. Like cool.
And after his Ospreay match, he's gonna lose all that. Like the dream and the hype's gonna be gone after they do their match, just because Ricochet can't talk on the mic. And it's like, he'll have other great matches with people. I would love to see him versus Kenny Omega, but like outside of the dream matches, it's like, we can't expect anything more. He's not going to be a champion because he can't talk to be a champion.
Yep. No, exactly. Yep. Unless he joins like Don Callis' family, which I don't think he will, but
or you get him a manager because MVP is supposedly coming over. And if you have him be the Cedric Alexander replacement in the new version of the Hurt Business, I think that could work. But if you're not doing that, I know it sounds silly because Bobby Lashley's not on WWE anymore, but like if you just bring Hurt Locker to AEW, it will work. And that's what they
love that.
That's legitimately what they're doing. They're bringing that's what everybody's thinking.
Legit bring Bobby.
They're bringing Bobby. MVP and Shelton. That's the plan, right?
Yeah.
That because they trademarked not Hurt Business, they trademarked like Hurt Syndicate or something. And like if you're
Okay.
gonna bring them there and let Ricochet be Cedric Alexander, literally.
Yep, 100%.
And then
I'm
he can be
all
a
for that.
champion for sure.
It's one of the biggest misses WWE's had in the last like 5 years was the
Mhm.
Hurt Business. So,
Yep.
uh, let's move on to the AEW American Championship, which later got changed to the International. Will Ospreay versus MJF. We both had Ospreay.
This is great.
MJF, the Omega heel. What an
Mhm.
incredible entrance. The Apollo Creed, just looks incredible. Fucking just an asshole. I love him.
This
Just so good.
match solidified for me just how much there's four guys that AEW just relies on. MJF, Osprey, Hangman, because every time when Hangman came out in the Casino Gauntlet, people pop, people are loving him. Hangman and Dynamite, he is that guy. Hangman is that dude. Those three and Swerve Strickland, those are and you could throw Darby Allin in as like the fifth guy.
I think you could throw Darby and Orange.
Those are the pillars of AEW. And Maxwell did his job as the top guy, putting Ospreay over, making him look like this match solidified. Like Ospreay was always solidified as a top wrestler. He came in as a top wrestler, best wrestler in the world. But what this match did was solidify him as AEW's top babyface. Like it's like this guy is between him and Hangman, depending on if Hangman's a tweener or not. He is their babyface while Maxwell is their heel, and Swerve and Hangman float in the nebulous in between.
Yeah. I thought this match was fantastic. As always with Will Ospreay and MJF, they had a couple fantastic spots.
Third best match of the night for me. Yeah, that's what I was about to see where you put it.
Yes, I would put this at. Yeah, I put this at 3. I mean, I'm an Ospreay mark.
I know.
I don't know the last time.
And you're an MJF mark too.
I am an MJF mark, but I mean, Ospreay's been my back-to-back wrestler of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
True. No, 100%.
I don't think he's winning it this year, but like Ospreay's like in my probably top 2 or 3 wrestlers right now.
Oh, 100%. If I had to guess, I would say it's Ospreay, Gunther, and I don't know who the third one is.
I would have to think more, but like right now, I think the best wrestler. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's so many wrestlers.
We could do that next episode when we review Bash in Berlin. I think that'd be a good conversation to have.
Yeah, like I think like Rollins has had an insane year. I think Swerve has an insane year. Like
Swerve's had
so many wrestlers. Like Ospreay had an insane last 2 years. Where this year it's been like a transition period into AEW.
And the TV, but he's still been
this role.
For
sure, but like he is definitely transitioning into a different role as a wrestler now.
Facts.
So like he hasn't had like as many matches as before, and as many dates as before.
But he's still putting on bangers on Wednesday nights, man. Like it's crazy.
I mean, he's the fucking best. I think he's like the best in-ring wrestler. Like him and Okada are just like the best in-ring wrestlers in the world. Like they're master classes. But
and MJF showed he can hang too. Like that's the crazy thing. MJF is damn good in the ring.
MJF has, from the last like 3 years, has been like every year he's getting better and better and better. He's got the mic work, he's got the storytelling. He's probably like a B wrestler, which is perfectly fine. Like,
and I would even say maybe
doing what Ospreay does.
I can maybe even say B+,
I mean, he's really good. He's a really good wrestler.
His maybe moves, his psychology is through the roof. Like the way he was manipulating that UK crowd and just making them eat out the palm of their hands when Ospreay would do a move. It was like, oh, I'm making sure this guy is as over can be. And he did his job, man.
Absolutely. This was a really good match.
Well, yeah, it's over 4. I'm thinking like 4. Okay, I got 4-5. I'm gonna give this one 4-5 as well. Where Tony and Mariah 4-8.
Really good match.
Yeah, I loved it. But I will say their hour match was better than this, though. I got to say that.
Yeah, 100%. Like I thought this was like a really good match. Like it's not going to go on the Hall of Fame for either one of them, but I thought like they delivered on what I was expecting and a little bit more. Like especially with MJF's like American persona thing that he was doing, just everything about that was just great. The heat was fantastic. But yeah, we both had Ospreay, so we both got that. Moving on to AEW TBS Championship. going back to what I was saying earlier before, where like if it's somebody's fault, like not somebody's fault on like why the match wasn't good or whatever, like I try not to penalize this. I don't know what's got into Britt Baker. Like I know she had some backstage issues where like she's got suspended and stuff like that. She was sandbagging. Like the internet was like debating whether she was sandbagging or not. She was 100% sandbagging.
Look, I tweeted,
Like this match
Mercedes
sucked
carried
because
it,
of
man.
Britt.
Yeah,
Yeah, this match sucked because of Britt, not because
that's
of
100%.
Mercedes.
And this is my worst match of the night for that reason. It's like
It's up there, yeah.
Jericho and Hook. Jericho's old, but like at least he tried. That's the
tries.
thing.
He's just old and fat.
Yeah. Facts. Britt looked like she did not want to be there, bro. She looked like she was hating her life. It's like, and the crazy thing is, I don't know what transpired between her debuting back and now. Maybe she found out she wasn't winning the feud, and when she came, she thought she was. I don't know what it is, but when she debuted back, I know exactly. When she came back, she was enthusiastic. She was energized. She gave that a passion promo of how she's glad to be wrestling because she never thought she would again. That's not the same person who wrestled at All In. There's no way. Nope. And like, she just looked like she didn't give a fuck at all. And it's like,
nope.
Damn. And it's like, I'm not trying to be negative, but that's just what she did.
Yep. I think anybody that's not like a Brit Mark would agree that you could just sense it. Like there was something off about this match.
Mercedes tried her ass
really hard.
Like that just shows how good she is in the ring. Like Jesus.
Because there were some spots where I was like, that was kind of sloppy. And then like watching some stuff on like Twitter, I'm like, oh, like she was going for it. Britt had no heart, no emotion going into like any of it. So
she only cared.
I can see why this is your worst match.
When she did the Eddie Guerrero spot, that was the only thing where she showed like
the three amigos.
When she did the thing and got Camille.
Oh, I thought she was sandbagging there too.
Oh, see, even then, I was trying to get.
I thought that she was, because most of the time you go up and then over, and then this was just like it feels like you're like. You ever like lift like I don't know like a bag of rice and you like throw it over your shoulder? Like it felt like Mercedes was kind of just like, all right, you just need to go over this way for it to work instead of like going like this all the way back. And I was like, that was pretty bad. I guess the other match of one. See, but it's like it's. I don't want to give it like lower than that, even though it's probably on par with that match, but it's because Jericho's old and fat, and Britt Baker didn't give a fuck. I'm gonna give it a 1.5.
See, that's what I gave the Jericho match. I gave the Jericho match a 1.5. This is my one. Like, I'm sorry, Mercedes, you're not a 1-star wrestler. It's just Britt sold you out. Like, it is what it is.
Yep. Next up was AEW.
Got that one right. So what?
Championship. Yeah,
we're 4-3 right now. I think we're both 4-3 right now.
Yeah, we had. Yeah. No. We're 4-2. So we both got the tag match wrong. I got Jericho wrong.
Oh no! Wait. The tag match, the Bucks. We got the Bucks.
No. The trios. Sorry,
okay. Gotcha.
And you got Statlander and Stokely wrong.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so both
we both got 2 wrong.
Nice.
Yep. AEW TNT coffin match: Jack Perry versus Darby Allin. I don't think this was ever going to live up to the first coffin match, which I thought was crazy. But also, Swerve never lost that. His dreads were sticking out of the coffin. He should have never been eliminated from that match. But this was another one where we found out later. I thought this was rushed. It sounds like they got 10 minutes cut. And it felt like Darby. It was like Darby gets your beats in early. Jack's going to get his beats in late and then win. And that's what it felt like the whole time. Because when Jack won, it felt super unsatisfying. I was like, that's it.
I legitimately
Jack Perry whooped the fuck out of him in the second half of the match. Like Darby had no chance.
I put a steak in my pan. I flipped it and went right after I flipped it. It was like over. I was like, what the fuck? Like I thought legitimately this match would have been at least. I mean, it was 8 minutes between 8 and 10. I thought this match needed to be 15 to 20. You're doing like a street fight coffin style match with these two guys, and the whole story leading up is Jack Perry, I'm gonna put you in a body bag because you tried to light me on fire. Like, I thought they were gonna go there. The same issues that we had with CM Punk and Drew not going there. It's like these guys didn't go there, but not because they didn't want to, it's because they didn't have enough time. And it's like, it sucks. I can't give this anything higher than a 3. And it's like, I don't know if what they did deserves a 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So maybe like 2-8, and it's like I don't think they deserve that though either. It's like fuck.
It's because this is a match where it involves them going around the rings and outside and stuff like that, and that takes time.
Yeah,
and you have to give.
And then
this,
you had the Sting coming in too. Like you had the Sting factor.
But like, it's not their fault. Like that's why I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay, I'm with you.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Yeah.
It's probably like a 2.5.
5, yeah.
When it's not your fault, I'm not gonna penalize you because I do think that they had something going that could have been really good. But
I definitely think they had something special.
I guess
3 coffins.
We'll never know. But
yeah.
Let's get to the meat and the potatoes. The AEW World Championship, Danielson versus Swerve.
Ooh.
I had all the expectations in the world. Like I had such high expectations where if this didn't deliver on one of the best matches AEW's ever put out, I was gonna be severely disappointed. If someone told me that this was their favorite AEW match of all time, I would say I get it.
It's up there.
I thought this match was fantastic. It's probably Swerve's second best, at least to me, second best AEW match. I don't know if anything's going to surpass him versus Hangman.
I thought, and see, that's what I thought I was going to say. Like this match to me, it's not the death match is my favorite AEW match of all time, Swerve and Hangman. But this is right up there with MJF and Danielson. This is up there with Omega and John Moxley in terms of just greatness. Swerve solidified that he is not just a flash in the pan. No, he is a foundational piece of AEW. He is a star. Like Bryan Danielson is not the reason why this match was incredible. Like Bryan Danielson did his part and wrestled amazingly, but it was 100% Swerve doing everything he possibly could.
Oh, so good. The heel work was so good.
Did you
incredible.
Did you see the no sell?
Oh my god. I had there's 2 parts. The no sell one for sure, where he had need. He hit back and the crowd was like, "Oh, he got up," and then Swerve just like looks at him like,
with the house
right, right." Brush my shoulder off. The second one was when Swerve was talking to like Bree and Birdie, like chirping at them while dancing on the ground, and then Nana comes in and he's like, dancing on them. I was like, bro, Nana, and then afterwards, was on Dynamite where he was like pissed off doing his dance, but he was still doing the dance. Dude, Nana is so good. And then him and
MJF and Swerve should stay heels. They did. Swerve just does a heel like let Hangman and Ospreay be the faces. And yes, you can have tweener moments, but when Swerve is on his heel shit, like you said, when he was talking to Brie, the way he got emotionally to Danielson about his fan, he attached personal very, very well. And like his acting, like when he was trying to take Danielson down and it was getting towards the later parts of the match, he was like, what the fuck else do I have to do to this guy? And his face showed it. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think Swerve can sort of pivot between both in his tweener modes. I think Swerve just needs to go with like a I don't give a fuck persona.
Yeah.
And then that can be
either or
both, because like even if someone is more evil, or I should say evil, but like more of a heel, Swerve could still be like kind of play the face, but also be the heel at the same time with like yo, shut up type of deal.
But with a good guy, he can go all in on the heel side of it.
The only thing that didn't make sense was Danielson cutting himself on his forehead when the spot was on the back of his head.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you bleeding from the front of your head? The front of your head didn't hit anything.
That part, so that was kind of... I'm gonna say I'm sick of Danielson doing the seizure thing, because like at first it's like I thought that shit was real, and it's like, brother, you shouldn't play around with that. Like that's just like a personal taste of mine of like, and I feel like from what you said, you agree. Like we shouldn't be doing the fake seizure thing anymore. Like let's cut that out.
Yeah, it's silly. You can tell the story without doing it.
Yeah,
it's like not tasteful. Yeah,
it's like Danielson, you're a better wrestler than that. You're a better person than that. Like from everything you've shown me, it's like you wouldn't do that. It's like, why are you continuing to do it? Yep. That's my only complaint. But other than that, the match was 5 stars in my opinion. Incredible.
Easily 5 stars. One of the best AEW matches. It closed out the show in the best way possible. Even though I did pick Danielson to win.
I did too.
And let's see.
Also, while you're looking this up, Bun B doing Swerve's like
that was incredible.
Everything about Swerve in this match showed that he is a superstar, and Triple H fucked up. Like, I think that's why they even let the WWE comments of like Swerve didn't deserve to get paid, is because they don't want to acknowledge their fuck up. but like Swerve is
I mean, also
a
TKO
star.
doesn't pay their wrestler or
There's
their
the UFC fighters.
shit.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
It's like they don't want to have to
yeah,
start paying their wrestlers that either. Like,
yeah. Dana White is a billionaire, and he's like, "Oh,
mhm.
50,000's enough." It's like,
Which is crazy.
this is the pinnacle of the sport, and
And
it's like
honestly, Pete, now
I haven't
looking
raised
at it,
prices in four years or whatever.
now that you mentioned that, I feel like the wrestlers get paid more, which is why they made that complaint. It's like, we're trying to penny pinch over here, and y'all are out here paying these wrestlers absurd amounts of money. And it's like, no, they deserve it. They damn near try to almost throw themselves on their heads every night, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it doesn't have. It has to be wrestling. It can be any profession where you are paying your employees more than like the expected is only a good thing.
Facts.
Like, I'm sorry, Whitey billionaire is only going to be making $18 million this year instead of $19 million.
Yeah.
Oh, boo-hoo. I'm sorry that Swerve is making, I don't know what he would make now. He decided
they didn't even acknowledge it, but
he's probably making like $4 million a year, $5 million a year.
They said
he's getting
the
paid
same
for what he deserves.
MJF's probably the top guy, but they said Swerve is at Okada Mercedes level, which they're right under MJF. So like, that just shows you they value Swerve as much as they value Hangman, MJF, and Ospreay. Those are the guys.
Mm-hmm. Swerve should be a staple for AEW for the next 10 years. Like,
and AEW did something that WWE doesn't have as of now. And I was very harsh on Tony Khan at the start of Swerve's run, but I think by the time we ended it, it solidified him as a legitimate champion, and he represented being an African-American champion very, very well. And that's what AEW has. They have an African-American champion and African-American main eventer, where WWE has guys that can be, but they haven't pushed them yet. So it's like,
absolutely. Yeah. Incredible way to go out. Loved it. Incredible pay-per-view.
Yep. I agree.
Probably my favorite. I'm trying to think if this was my favorite AEW pay-per-view. It probably is, but
yeah, I can't think of one right now that's better than this year, at least from AEW. Maybe Revolution. Like, Revolution was pretty damn solid.
Revolution was really good too. So
I'm not sure.
When it comes down to like end of the year stuff, this will probably be in conversations.
Oh,
for,
definitely.
Match of the year, best pay-per-view. We'll see.
All right, well, let's get to our Bash in Berlin predictions. I have the card right here.
Yeah, also, I think there's only like three that
five matches.
No, there's five, but there are two that are like.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, are you not? We're both picking Gunther and Cody, right?
Yeah. There's no way I'm picking Randy Orton, and there's no way I'm picking Kevin Owens at all. Either one.
I understand why they're on the card, but like, do we really need to discuss those two matches?
No.
Like, Cody's winning, Gunther's winning.
No, for sure. And they're building up the Kevin Owens Cody feud, which I think after SmackDown tonight, it's getting a lot of steam, which I think Cody needed a story badly, and I think he's finally getting one before Randy, which is chef's kiss. But I'll ask you, how do you feel before we get to the predictions? This can cover our talking of Kevin Owens, Cody, and Gunther Randy. How do you feel about these WWE short pay-per-views compared to All In was long?
Love them. I mean, I'm fine with like All In having whatever 4 matches on the pre-show and then like 8 matches on the main show. I have no problem with that because it's not every month. It's
true.
Three times a year, like it's fine. Like I understand why they have these big premiere shows.
What's your max that you want? Like, give me not your max. What's your
4 hours?
Your perfect amount of matches. 4 hours long.
Oh,
yeah.
If it's something like WrestleMania, 4 hours. Something along the lines of like 7 or 8 matches is fine. Okay. And then when it's something like Bash in Berlin, I think 5 is perfect. Like the NXT Black and Gold era, it was like 1 pre-show and 4 or 5 matches. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm
2.5 hours long.
I think 6 to 7 matches is like pristine. Like you said, we could get 8. I'm cool with 8. And like something like this, 4 to 5 matches, I ain't mad at. So I'm with you. I actually like how AEW does it. I wish they could cut down maybe a little bit on the pre-show and, keep it concise to like 7, 8 matches with great stories instead of doing like 12 overall with like 5 of them have great stories. Whereas like Bash in Berlin, all 5 of these stories matter. And boy, I'm excited. So we both got Cody Rhodes. We both got Gunther. All right. I'll start with Unholy Union versus Bianca Belair and Jade. I feel like this is Bianca Belair and Jade getting their get back. I'm picking Bianca Belair and Jade. I don't know how you feel about this. I feel like Alba Fire and Isla Dawn had a great run. Y'all did y'all's job, but now it's time to, get back to Bianca and Jade.
Yep, they won it in a trios match in Europe. It makes sense. Now we're back in Europe, but it's not a trios match. I think that Gunther is winning. That can be the pop for the
Mm-hmm.
Europeans winning or whatever. But I think they need to put the belts back on these two. I think Jade needs to have a little bit more time in ring before you push her as a singles,
I
because
agree.
in the trios match with these two, Jade looked terrible.
She did. She had some bad
So,
spots.
but you can get her the reps that she needs. She's obviously a superstar in the making. She just needs the reps. But like, yeah, put the belts on it, solidify them again. Yeah, like you said, they had a fine run. It was whatever, but like they're the stars. Jade and
Facts.
Bianca are the stars. They need to have the belts. So,
I agree, because if you're not putting it on
I'm
them, it's
picking
like, what are
Bianca
they
and Jade.
doing? Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
you 100%. It's like, it's time, because you're not ready to do the breakup. You have all of this big three love with them and Naomi. You're selling great merch. It's like, give them the belts back, let them do their thing for when WrestleMania comes and you do break them up and we get the mega match of Bianca versus Jade. All right, next match, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Dirty Dom and Liv. I'm torn on this one, Pete, because I know everyone's like, oh, Rhea and Damian should win, get them over, blah, blah, blah. Part of me, Pete, thinks that Dom and Liv should win to continue this animosity. So when Bad Blood comes, it's like, all right, now we're really doing the damn thing.
yep. I think Rhea will win over
Liv individually. Yeah, I
Liv
agree.
in a singles competition, but that way you give Liv and Dom the win here.
And you make
I think
Judgment Day look strong without him, so you can actually continue this faction.
yeah, and it could be like Dom can win by a roll up or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It would be perfect. I don't know what exactly the rules are. If Dom somehow pinned Rhea to win this
Oh,
match,
that would be crazy.
that would be perfect. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
the rules are because normally you can't do
You
that, but
can't,
like
yeah.
I don't know if they do something similar or something stupid rule. That would be perfect in terms, I think, of storyline, because like Dom's a rat. That's the
Mm-hmm.
way like he can't beat Priest and he can
Damien.
roll
Mm-hmm.
up Rhea. Damien, sorry, yeah.
No, that's the name,
And that,
Priest.
but like,
Same thing.
yeah, whatever. But yeah, I think Liv loses in singles, but when it's a tag team like this, I think Dom and Liv are gonna win by some form of tomfoolery.
And if you seriously want Dom to be the star that WWE claims they want him to be, this is how you make him that much more of a heel. Let him win this. Like, I 100%, Pete, I tweeted this. I think I like Dom and Liv more than I like Dom and Rhea, just because you wanted to love Rhea Ripley. But Liv is making it to where, oh no, Liv wants you to hate her and she's doing a damn good job. And it's like, they are just the epitome of sleaze bag, but kind of cool. I'm picking Dom and Rhea as well. I mean, Dom and Liv as
Yeah,
well.
Liv matches the
Sleaziness of
slime
Dom, yeah.
the sliminess of them. Yeah.
She's that typical
Yeah.
mean girl in high school. Like, she's that mean bratty girl that's dating the bad boy, which is just, it
Yep.
works.
It
So,
does work.
all right, and the final one, which is the best match, the biggest match of the night. CM
Wait, sorry,
Punk.
who'd you pick? The
Oh,
last one?
I picked Dom and Liv.
Okay, so we both have the same one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Everybody's saying CM Punk should win this, but I don't know. How you feeling? Talk to me, because I'm leaning towards CM Punk so we can get the third match at Bad Blood.
Exactly. That's it. I think CM. I think yeah. Drew got him over the last time that they wrestled. I think CM Punk should win this one. Set up something for what would be the next one?
Bad
The next
Blood,
big
man.
one. I mean I guess in the sense Bad Blood makes sense.
I think
in
that's the
terms
next
of
one.
that.
I'm wait, let me see.
No, I think it is the next one, but like I'm thinking of the next like big premiere
Oh,
one. Is
might
it
be Survivor
Royal Rumble?
Series.
No, I think it's Royal Rumble in November, right?
No, Royal
When's
Rumble
Royal
is in January. November is Survivor Series War Games. You know, you let me see
Okay.
WWE pay-per-view schedule.
Yeah, I got to look at the pay-per-views to see which one of the next big shows is next.
Okay, so we have
Royal Rumble's not till February this year. Okay.
so right
Oh,
now
it's the first day of January, whatever. Or
yeah, so
February.
okay, so Bad Blood's October, and then we have Crown Jewel November 2nd. Then we have War Games November 30th. So yeah, I think they finish out this feud at Bad Blood. I think that's the whole reason why they made the Bad Blood pay-per-view, is for these two gentlemen to have their Hell in the Cell. I'm picking CM Punk. Also, it's a good point because you said something about the rules. This is good because CM Punk won't pin Drew. The purpose of this is not to pin him. It's to, their thing is with the strap match is to reach all four poles. So technically, CM Punk never pinned Drew McIntyre, which you can get for the third match.
Yep. I agree. I'm
Hell
also
yeah.
picking CM Punk for that reason.
Yep, I'm
But
excited. Oh, go ahead.
real quick before we wrap up, for the AEW predictions, I went 7-2. You went 6-3. So that brings our total. You are 52-18. I'm 48-22. So you got a 4-game lead on
I
me.
told you could catch up, brother. All In was big for you.
Oh, I made one match. I
But
made one
still,
match.
you're gaining, and I didn't get a live ride. Like All In, like I told you, AEW is hit or miss with me, but we shall see. We're moving on along. I think those are great records, by the way, for a wrestling pod. Like
Yeah.
we're way above 500, like way
Oh yeah.
above. Like
Oh yeah.
what's my record real quick? I'll get our percentages. You said I'm
You're
50.
52-18.
All right, 52-18. All right.
So you have a 74% win rate.
Ooh, fire.
And
And
I'm at 68.5.
look, bro, we're
So you
killing
got
it.
4 games on me. It's all good. We got time. We still
Yeah,
got
100%.
months.
100%. I definitely think you're going to catch up. So, all right, Pete, tell the people where they can follow you at on social media.
Yeah, best way to find me is my anime podcast. What do you say, Annie? What do you say, ANI on Twitter? Even if you don't like anime, you should still follow me on Twitter.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all go follow Pete on his Twitter. Make sure you check out his anime podcast. I'll have all the links in the description so you guys can go and support. You can follow me at LynBWT. Follow the Birds Who Think at Birds Who Think. We will be doing our Bash in Berlin thoughts, and I'll probably have some interviews in between as well. So check out all of our amazing content. Until next time, have a good one and peace.